Be ready. Start. The first is legality, which requires that the limitation be prescribed by law. Stop. The second is legitimacy, which is fulfilled by compliance with the requirements of proportionality in the regular sense. Stop. Its concern is with the conditions that justify the limitation of a constitutional right by a law. Stop. There is two main justificatory conditions: an appropriate goal and proportionate means. Stop. An appropriate goal is a threshold requirement, and in determining it, no consideration is given to the means utilized by the law for attaining the goal. Stop. A goal is appropriate even if the means of attaining it is or not. Stop. The proportionate means must comply with three secondary criteria. Stop. A rational connection between the appropriate goal and the means utilized by the law to attain it. The goal cannot be achieved by means that are less restrictive of the constitutional right. There must be a proportionate balance between the social benefit of realizing the appropriate goal and the harm caused to the right. Stop. The three tests of proportionality propounded by Dixon C.J. of Canada in R. versus Oakes are: the measures adopted must be rationally connected to the objective. Stop. The means should impair as little as possible the right of freedom in question. Stop. There must be a proportionality between the effects of the measures which are responsible for limiting the right or freedom and the objective which has been identified as of sufficient importance. Stop. A.K. Sikri J. in Modern Dental College and Research Center and others versus State of Madhya Pradesh remarked that the doctrine of proportionality is enshrined in Article 19 itself. Stop. He explained that the expression reasonable restrictions seeks to strike a balance between the freedom guaranteed in Article 19 and social control permitted by Article 19 2 to 6. Stop. It was further held in Modern Dental College and Research Center and others versus State of Madhya Pradesh Supra that limitations imposed on the enjoyment of a right guaranteed under the Constitution should not be arbitrary or excessive to what is required in the interest of public. Stop. It is also relevant to refer to the following factors which have to be kept in mind for examining the reasonableness of a statutory provision as laid down in MRF Limited versus Inspector Kerala Government. Stop. On a conceptus clear of various decisions of this court, the following principles are clearly discernible. Stop. While considering the reasonableness of the restrictions, the court has to keep in mind the directive principles of state policy. Stop. Restrictions must not be arbitrary or of an excessive nature so as to go beyond the requirement of the interest of the general public. Stop. In order to judge the reasonableness of the restrictions, no abstract or general pattern or a fixed principle can be laid down so as to be of universal application, and the same will vary from case to case as also with regard to changing conditions, values of human life, social philosophy of the Constitution, prevailing conditions, and the surrounding circumstances. Stop. A just balance has to be struck between the restrictions imposed and the social control envisaged by Clause 6 of Article 19. Stop. Prevailing social values as also social needs which are intended to be satisfied by restrictions have to be borne in mind. Stop. There must be a direct and proximate nexus or a reasonable connection between the restrictions imposed and the object sought to be achieved. Stop. If there is a direct nexus between and all restrictions and the object of the said act, only then a strong presumption in favor of the constitutionality of the said act will naturally arise. Stop.